Hello and welcome to Kimboy TV Live. I am your host, Carrie Kimboy. This is our second last series of the story of the late Judas Iscariot. And today we are joined by a very, very special guest. It is a privilege and an honor that she could actually make it for this interview. You know what? It's never easy to lose a loved one. And we are really grateful that she could actually make time to come. Who are we talking about? None other than Mrs. Judas Iscariot herself. Join me as we get to hear her side of the story. Welcome. I'm Mrs. Judas Iscariot, and wow, I was married to Judas for actually we would have been celebrating our 6th year anniversary this year. How we met? We were in the same class. I remember I was doing my CPA, and he was always this guy who would crack the class up, you know. He was a very, very funny guy. And I remember him approaching me with this, you know, crafty and just silly joke. And as I say, the rest is history. He was such an amazing, amazing man. I remember our wedding day. Oh my God, it was filled with lots and lots of people. I just remember the vows, you know, till death do us part. And he was true to me. He was such an amazing. I mean, I could write a book about him. I remember when we had our first kid, he couldn't sleep. I mean, I would talk to the other ladies around Nazareth, and I mean, their husband wouldn't even wake up for night duty. But you know, that was Judas for you. He would wake up and help me with the babies. That Jesus, when Judas first joined this association, I was a bit skeptical about it. Because you see, he was okay. He was, you know, we had the money, we were doing good. And this was not even a paid thing. It was a volunteer, you know. So he thought that he would actually give his accounting skills to this association by being their treasurer. And he would come home every evening with different kinds of stories, you know. And I have to admit, but we actually got some loaves of bread and fish and enough wine from his, you know, the so-called miracles that Jesus performed. But still, I was really, really skeptical about this whole thing, because he said he was the Messiah, but he was so ordinary, and that was not the kind of Messiah that we were waiting for. So for Judas to totally like be for this thing, I couldn't get it. And I had told him enough times that this Jesus would get him into trouble, because he had crossed the paths of enough, you know, governors and Pharisees and just leaders of these different associations. So that Thursday night, I wanted to get my, you know, my hair done, and he said, you just wait, there's something I'm waiting for on Friday, and you get some money for the salon, because you see, now my business is not doing so well because of this pandemic. But that was the last that I saw him. That was the last that I saw him. He left. They were having a like, what was it, Last Supper or something? And he was the one who was organizing this thing. So he told me that he was going to come back before curfew time. And the Last Supper was at 6 p.m. But 4 hours later, there was no sign of him. You know, we spread word round. He could not be found in any police station. And when we went, that Friday morning, I got a call that all wives, we all dreaded this. And I was told to go identify the body. So I was told to go, and I remember just seeing him hanging from that tree. That's not the image that I wanted to remain, in my head. So that's the last image I saw of him. Judas is no more. How will I fend for these kids? How will I fend for all these kids? I have 4, and just a young baby that was born the other day. And this Jesus man, he's also dead. Where is he to take care of me right now? It's because of him that my Judas is dead. I do not know of any money. This is just a framing. Judas would not take any person's money. We had enough. So 3 million, I do not know anything about it. And this Jesus, why? Why did you let Judas do this to himself? What will I tell the kids? You claim to be the Messiah, but you killed their father. Who will bring Judas back to me? I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him.